Is it wrong to teach a black man that is a Jew if he fits the curses of Deuteronomy in the 28th chapter? Is it wrong to teach
giving all the praises and the honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders, the Sequamium of Great Millstone, also a shalom to the elect, call Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. I want to touch on the topic going into, are we the black Hebrew Israelites? Now, this is a controversial topic because you have Israelite groups who actually teach that. I know one, I for one went against one of the soldiers of ISUPK, me and other brothers of our camp, okay, had a heavy debate. And we was kind of, I didn't quite understand their logic on the black Hebrew Israelite, being as though we always say none of us are black. So maybe they're linking the so-called black thing with it. But even still, the scripture says in John 6:63, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. So I don't get the whole black Hebrew Israelite dogma. So, but this is a thing that the government, okay, has put on us, and I'll get in that in a second. But clearly in the clip that you see, none of these guys in this clip, maybe the guy to the far left of the screen or maybe far right, is so-called black, but this guy that's clearly speaking looks like a so-called white man. Both of these guys. So I don't understand the ideology. In fact, the video was targeted as preacher shuts down black Hebrew Israelites with one scripture, which that never happened. The guy ran off. It was the John 3:16, and this proves that, whatever you believe, you're going to follow anyway, and whatever fan base you have to come against the Hebrew Israelites, you're going to follow. Okay? There's guys that come against the doctrines that I follow in Great Millstone, and they're looking for the next cut video on Great Millstone, and guess what? They're going to look it up, and they're going to be all for it, okay? Or any other Israelite group, okay? It's just how it goes. But it's all about being right, okay? And there's several scriptures that speak on that. This is a label that was put on us, okay? Project Megiddo, and we could say the CIA, government, whatever you want to call it, has put that label on us because of a terror, okay? Terrorists come from terror, okay? Now, the Lord is terror to these people. So there has to be a reason why they're doing it, and we know because the Lord is allowing them to do it, okay? Why? How else would these prophecies come to pass where it says we will be targeted and persecuted? Okay, let's get one scripture, Psalms 35:20. For they speak not peace, okay, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. Okay, what we're speaking is rough, but quiet basically means peace, okay? And we're speaking peace, basically. We're speaking the kingdom of heaven is when it comes, we're basically speaking to the elect, saying there will be peace after the time of war, okay? So, for they peace, okay? And this is Esau. This is what he's putting on us. This is the stigma that he's putting on us, that we're terrorists, that we're a threat, and we're talking about rape and take and everything else. Meanwhile, he can set up 186 embassies across the globe, or I'm sure it's more, and usurp his world dominance and his white supremacy across the globe. Okay, we can see that as well. Okay, so are they speaking peace? No, they're not speaking peace. They're devising deceitful matters. How are they doing that? By the black Hebrew Israelites. There is no such thing as a black Hebrew Israelite. No matter how many videos we put up, no matter how many videos all the Israelites go around calling us black Hebrew Israelites, and maybe it's a title, but they will never put up videos like this that I'm doing disproving a black Hebrew Israelites. Now I'll see videos debunked the black Hebrew Israelite, disproved the black Hebrew Israelite. Well, guess what? I'm debunking and disproving the black Hebrew Israelites as well, because there's no such thing. Okay, this is Proverbs. I'll try to make this quick. Proverbs 19:9. A false witness shall not be unpunished. Okay, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. We all know Esau, how he gets down. Okay, this is talking about brothers in the truth as well, who's bearing false witness. But on a large scale level, Esau is a false witness that shall not be unpunished, and he speak of lies. The black Hebrew Israelites speak of lies. Now, going into this group ISBK, they believe it's black Hebrew Israelites because our forefathers were so-called black. Okay, but when you look at all the families of the earth, wasn't they so-called black at one time as well? When you do the history of Esau, coming from Cain, wasn't heard of black before? Okay, I don't know. You got black devils today, look just like me or any other so-called black person who could be a heathen. Okay, well, I'm saying a heathen by nationality, or they're Israelite and behaving like a heathen. Okay, and you got people who look so-called white, okay, that behaves better than a nigger, a Negro, who could be an Israelite, or he could be a heathen. Who knows? You got to read the Spirit. This also proves that the Scripture says we will be scattered amongst all people. So clearly, you got Israelites, and this is going for Israelites too. You got Israelites that are saying that the Lord's people cannot look white, okay? Or there's not much of a chance. It's a possibility, but there's not much of a chance of the Lord's people looking white. When he said, I will scatter you amongst the heathen, what does that mean? I will curse your seed. What does that mean? Leprosy is a curse. And the Lord damn sure cursed our seed. Now you got some people who use that white skin and get along better and get away with things better in this society, but they're still Israelites. Okay? Let's get another scripture. This is Isaiah 54:17. Okay, it says, no weapon that is formed against you will prosper. And this is one of those weapons. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Wrong interpretation, Salakia. And this is one of those weapons, the black Hebrew Israelites. And no matter how much you try to tell people, no, we're not black, then you got people who look white who will tell you, I'm a so-called Negro, or I'm a so-called Native American. And they'll listen to them because they have the white skin. See, all you have to have is the so-called white skin, and then people will believe you. If Donald Trump, as the Edomite that he is, post up and say, you know what, the majority of you people in America, you're Israelites. You Negroes, you Native Americans, you're Israelites. And you know what people will do? They'll believe him. And why would they believe him? Because in school, the teacher told them to sit down, put their hands over the top of one another, open a book when I tell you to, and I'll teach you what I want to teach you, and you'll read what I want you to read. And you'll listen to what I want you to listen to, and you'll learn what I want you to learn. Okay? This is the ideology and the mindset of our people. They learn from youth. They're taught what they're taught, and the only way they feel they can learn if somebody sits down and teach them. But don't let a so-called black man sit down and try to teach you. You don't want to learn. The white man tell you, you'll learn. Okay? So-called white man come up and say Native Americans, the majority of you will say, yeah, I believe you. And then some of you as Israelites will say, no, you ain't no Native American, you're a white boy. Okay? Knowing that there's a confusion of face. And Daniel, I believe, the 7th chapter. Okay? Goes on to say, and every tongue that accuse you in judgment will be condemned. Okay? This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. The servants of the Lord right now are the elect. You Israelites, stop talking about it's everybody. Everybody that's it woke up to the Israelite is men of the Lord, men and women of the Lord, as they say. The only men of the Lord are the elect. Okay, that's it. Don't get yourself confused like it's a big fad that everybody woke up to the fact they're Hebrew Israelites, and now all of a sudden the Lord is dealing with all the Israelites. Nope. Got news for you. That ain't going to work. Because when Yahushua was speaking and he was going into getting on these other Israelites, they knew they were Israelites. Okay? And then guys that got, when Paul went out and they got grafted in, people that got grafted in, okay, that wanted to turn away, they knew they were Israelites. See, the message is only to the Israelites. The message is not really to the heathens. They're just getting their fate. Okay? This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord, starting with the elect. Okay? The elect. We have to say that over and over. Isaiah 51:7. Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness. The people in whose heart is my law, the elect. Fear ye not the reproach of men, neither ye be afraid of their revealings. Okay? So the Lord is telling us not to fear the reproach of men. Okay? And it goes on to say, let me see here. Fear ye not the reproach of men, neither be ye afraid of their revealings, which revealing go back to verbal abuse, the abuse of the tongue. Okay? You guys are rapists, talking all kind of madness. And this also goes to those Christians that reveal us, okay, revile us with that filthy tongue they have. And they're supposed to be Christians. And the scriptures clearly say, don't bear false witness. And they'll call us black Hebrew Israelites. Now, let's get it into more simpler understanding. If you're dealing with a bunch of Christians in a different sect, so to speak, each Christian want to be called who they are called. Okay? So if you want to call one an apostolistic Christian, you want to call one, say a Jehovah's Witness, which they're Christians too. You want to get one called Latter-day Saints Christians or Mormon Christians, whatever. In those different sects of Christianity, they want to be called what they're called. So if there's different sects inside the Hebrew Israelites, if ISBK want to be called black Hebrew Israelites, okay, call them that. So when you approach, and this is going for you Christians that's approaching the Israelites, when you approach a particular group, you're supposed to ask them, what do you label yourself as? If you're not the black Hebrew Israelite, you consider yourself just a Hebrew Israelite. Okay? And that's it. But you know why they won't do it? Because this is government orchestrated. Okay? The government want to kill 3,000 birds with one stone. Well, let's say 144,000 birds with one stone. Just keeping it spiritual. Okay, last scripture. This is Matthew 5:11. Blessed are ye when men shall reveal you. Okay, which we just went into that. Verbally talk trash to you. And persecute you, and shall say any manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. Do I have to break that down? No, I don't. Let me read it again so you can understand. Blessed are ye when men shall reveal you or revile you. Okay, basically blaspheming you, verbally abusing you, and persecute you, putting us up on YouTube, taking clips out and saying certain things about us that is absolutely untrue, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely, saying that the Lord loves everyone is a manner of evil. Okay? Because if that was the case, the world would be in a much better condition than it is now. Prove me wrong with that. For my sake. Lastly, let's look at this word, what this is really saying. What is this called? It's called false advertising. Black Hebrew Israelites is a false advertisement. Okay? It says to make something known. To notify. That's what advertise means. So when you falsely advertise, you're falsely making something known, okay? To make publicly known, generally known, okay? To announce publicly, especially by printed notices or broadcasts, okay? On YouTube, Black Hebrew Israelites. To call public attention to, especially by emphasizing desirable qualities. So what they're doing is they're falsely calling public attention to, especially by emphasizing undesirable qualities, so as to arouse a desire to buy or patronize, okay, promote. Falsely, false advertising, false public attention. That's all I have on that. Shalom.